Hello, everybody, and welcome to the GMologist Presents. I'm trying to catch up on RPGaDay 2024. This is no reflection on Autocratic or the Rune Slinger. I almost said Rune Slayer, but I don't know. I just not have been super motivated, but I'm trying to catch up. And I'm going to give you back-to-back 2 blocks of 4 RPGaDay prompt answers. I think that's what we're going to do. So here we go, day 11. The RPG with the most well-supported one-shots. The rustling you hear is my little note thing. And I believe that the RPG with the best supported one-shots, it's a close one, it's a tough one. I probably have to do 2. I mean, Call of Cthulhu is the one that comes to mind first if we're doing prompts. But I do have to say that I spent a lot of time doing one-shots way back in the day with AD&D 1 and 2, and even into 3.5 because of Dungeon Magazine way back when it was part of TSR. And then I think it was part of Wizards, and then Paizo, the burgeoning... not burgeoning is not the word, but they were like a new kid on the block, Paizo, although made from people who had helped design and do stuff with 3.5 and were in the biz. But Paizo took it over, and then it was fantastic because of that. And well, you know what happened to Paizo. They branched off and did Pathfinder, so there you go. But I would say Call of Cthulhu and D&D have had the best supported one-shots. All right, so number 12, a well-supported campaign. Well, the RPG with well-supported campaigns, I guess if we have my first choice, maybe I'll do first and second choices. It's very hard, this type of stuff. But I would say Pathfinder is my first choice. I've been a Pathfinder Adventure Pass subscriber, well, since Dungeon Magazine, since they did as it called, the first one that it was called, I'll get to it, The Shackled City. I remember that one. First level adventure, you run into a beholder. Then they had the Age of Worms, which is amazing, and I've actually used some of the maps and stuff like that, and ideas for a Hyperborea campaign where all the characters TPK'd. Anyway, and then they did Savage Tide. Yeah, they did Savage Tide, and that was their last one. But then since then they continued Pathfinder. Well, I guess those were 3.5, but then when they did some 3.5 Adventure Pass, and then when they did Pathfinder, well, they have the Pathfinder Adventure Paths, and then they have all the accessories with it, the maps, the cards, they even have like the pseudo hero cards, not the tarot cards, but the hero cards. They have pogs, right? The little standees that you put in, cardboard cutouts for all that, and then they also have fumble and crit decks, spell cards, things like that. So that's pretty cool, and I think they support the hell out of their Pathfinder Adventure Pass, and they always have, even way back, when we internet World Wide Web wasn't as strong, when Al Gore first started it, so yeah, and then the other one has got to be Call of Cthulhu, because they always get at least a third party support for some of their big campaigns. Like, we'll look at Horror on the Orient Express, or look at Masks of Nyarlathotep and others, where they have a support. Oh, even I don't know. It's a third party Call of Cthulhu. It's a company, but recently the Blasphemous and the Blessed. There's a whole box that came within the Kickstarter that has all the accessories and handouts, and also the handouts, right? So even in the base adventures, there was always like, you always knew you were going to get a series of handouts, and players were disappointed when they didn't have a stack of handouts at the end. I would say, speaking of handouts and support, like secondary books and accessories for a campaign, I would say that Cubicle 7 has done a great job with the Enemy Within campaign. I've gotten the deluxe. I've been able to get the deluxe versions, and they have not just the adventure, but they have the companion, which usually has a couple adventures in it and a bunch of support for the world, for the Warhammer verse in there. And then they also have with the Warhammer. There was another thing that they had going on with that besides those, those two things. Well, maps, of course, and the like. So yeah, I think it's pretty cool. And of course, I think it's a well supported verse, and I really appreciate what the Cubicle 7 has done with. Oh yeah, there's also secondary books that go along with the campaign that are not part of the companion for each adventure book as well. So I think it's pretty good. Well supported line actually in general for the. I mean, I think second edition had a lot of support for Warhammer, and I guess they tried for third edition. Probably did have a good run and a lot of good support in lines, and they had but it was kind of like a weird pseudo board game or RPG with little fiddly bits, and we didn't always like. But I would say that the Enemy Within campaign is very well supported. So in summary, that is Pathfinder, Call of Cthulhu, and Warhammer Fantasy. So evocative environments. I think right now my not touchstone, but the evocative environment that I really would like to get to the table, and I've gotten it to the table a little bit before, and I want to get back to it. I've always liked Rifts. I think Rifts is such a cool verse and setup, and a very evocative environment for what's happened. I think, another one, and I really would like to get. I don't know if I have the Palladium books for the original rules, but I hear it's not sort of the best, but I'm willing to give it a try, And I do like the Savage Worlds iteration, but I think Rifts is such a cool and evocative environment, and so many different things you can do in that post-apocalyptic world. And maybe it's because it's post-apocalyptic. I really do like it. The other evocative environment for me is Hyperborea. I really like that weird science and sword and sorcery blend. So I can't wait to continue to play that. And I can't wait, really. I think another evocative environment, because I really love myself some sword and sorcery, and I love original sword and sorcery. I love maps, and when I see a good map, well, I'm, evoked. I don't know if that's a proper word, but I would say the upcoming Reaver by Joe Salvador is an evocative environment I've loved and enjoyed playing in the playtest, and I can't wait till a lot of the rest of you see that evocative environment. Stay tuned. Kickstarter's coming out soon. We'll have some character creation, actual play on the Geomologist Presents, as well as probably other channels. So there you go. So I think 14 compelling characters. I really like live path systems, and if you go to Jason Connerly, Nerds RPG Variety Cast, he and a panel did the whole month, and when they came to, I think it's I want to say it's 550 or something like that. Well, let me get the number for you. Okay, he totally renumbered everything. So it's season 2, episode 6, RPGaDay 2024, hashtag RPGaDay 2024 panel discussion. His latest episode, I'm a guest in it. It's episode 7, hard sci-fi fiction games and movies. I'm a number of people that he comes and invites on the show, so check that out, S2E7. But go check out S2E6. Oh, there's B. Oh, B's are different than E's. Interesting. Okay. I guess B's are bonus. B is for bonus. All right, so cool. So they talked about live path systems, and I was yelling at the panelists. They couldn't hear me, of course. But, the original life path system, where you do your whole career, and it's a game within itself before you start the game. First came out in 1977, Traveler. Traveler creates such compelling characters. And yes, you can still die during character creation. In fact, one of the players in my current campaign had to make 3 characters. So 2 of them died. He wanted a specific career. It's a very deadly career. And yes, he died twice. So there you go. And the last one, he did stick with that career, and he lived to a long, ripe old age. Older age, I guess. So the other one that I had a great time doing is the Cyberpunk 2020. I haven't taken a chance at the red, but I always like the Cyberpunk 2020 live pass system. It's very cool because they give you a lot of sort of backstory and hooks that the GM and the player can use to do that. I would say that some of the earlier 2D20s, like Infinity and Conan 2D20, had a really cool live pass system as well. Those things come to mind, which is pretty neat. I really do like a good live pass system. I would say Pendragon can make for some compelling characters. Check out some of my podcasts where Pendragon is in the title, and the Book of Sires that recently that I kind of unboxed and did a sort of a family history for the character I'm going to run as a solo. I think Pendragon can make for some very compelling characters as well. So there you go. That is RPGaDay days 11, 12, 13, and 14 for you. I hope you've enjoyed it. So these are all short ones, no intro and outro. My wife Amy does the cover art. And what was I going to say? Yeah, shoot me a line. I haven't gotten a lot of comments. At least I think I got some comments or some thumbs up on the YouTube, but not through Spotify for podcasters. But if you agree or disagree or have some that you haven't heard, I think a lot of us gamers kind of are saying a lot of the same games, but it is what it is. I have some, I think I just have big company games. I haven't really dove into like some more of the indie games, and I probably should, especially with a stack of RPGaDay offerings that I've been able to accumulate the last couple of years. Sorry, free RPGaDay offerings that I've been able to accumulate the last couple of years. Anyway, shoot me a line. You can find me on the Discord. You can also email me at gmologist@gmail.com. Shoot me a voice or email message. I have a SpeakPipe account linked to this show. So thank you so much for listening. Good night and good rolling.